Isn't it fascinating that, Willie, some of these things happened 30 years ago, and they're all falling days before the election?
Yeah, that's why.
Is that a coincidence?
That's why I say it may have happened anyway. I mean, this is obviously an oppo drop, but I do think his declaration at that debate that he had not done it opened the floodgates.
Willie, I totally disagree.
Really?
I don't think you can call it an oppo drop. I think the Times makes pretty clear, as you just suggested, that a lot of the women who are coming forward now are coming forward in reaction to what he said to Anderson Cooper. An oppo drop suggests this is being coordinated by the Clinton campaign. I'm always skeptical when stuff comes up, as all reporters should be, and voters.
I think it's good to be skeptical when you have stories that are 30 years old that come out days before an election. So I think, Mark, that's actually a very good instinct on your part.
I mean, we should be skeptical and question the timing.
Not skeptical of the stories. I'm not skeptical at all of the stories. Skeptical of the timing that all of this has dropped over the past 5 days out from an election. Because doesn't it seem that a more appropriate time to drop these stories might have been after the first Republican debate, when the front and center issue was how badly Donald Trump treats women? Megyn Kelly's first question in the first Republican debate was how horrifically Donald Trump treats women. Now, if this had happened to me 30 years ago, I would say this would be a really good time for me to come forward. Right?
Well, I think all the Republican campaigns would ask themselves why this stuff didn't surface earlier, because it may have stopped Donald Trump.
What do you think the answer? What do you think the answer to that is?
Second. Some of these
let me ask Mark this, and then you can answer. What's that, Mark? Why do you think it came out days before the election?
I think it came out days before the election because of what he said, because of the Billy Bush tape, the Access Hollywood tape, and because of what he said to Anderson Cooper. Look, we need to remain skeptical about the WikiLeaks process and the content. We need to and pursue that. We need to maintain skeptical about how this happened. I'm just objecting, and again, I'm not being critical. We're on live TV. I just think saying oppo, that it's somehow coordinated. Maybe it is, but there's no evidence of that. And if you look at how the New York Times says their account transpired, if you look at what the People magazine reporter said, it's got nothing to do with oppo and coordination. It has to do with women feeling aggrieved and concerned and seeing what he said to Anderson Cooper and reacting to that.
And what about what he said to Megyn Kelly? I'm just wondering what was the trigger
here? The Megyn Kelly questions were about things he'd said, insulting things he'd said.
Also treating women badly. This has been a recurring theme in media coverage for a year and a half, that Donald Trump is a misogynist. By the way, you look at every Huffington Post story that they ever write about Donald Trump, at the bottom they say he is a misogynist. It seems to me, I don't think there's anything special about what he said to Anderson Cooper versus what everybody's been accusing him of over the past year and a half, that it dropped days before